Not at all, man. All right, we're live on everything else right now. I'm just waiting for the TikTok to go live. Like I said, we're only going to be on TikTok for about maybe 15 minutes of the show. And then we'll tell them all coming over to social media.
Only 15 minutes, that's it.
Well, we're going to talk about the rebranding and stuff like that on TikTok. And then after that, we're going off. So I'm going to load up my TikTok over here just to so I can see everything, see if anybody's talking or anything like that. So let me go to search.
Search bar.
Search bar. Uh-oh, that's No Filter Radio 1.1. Oh, that's right. It's
So you got all
Mark
those
G
1.0s, 2.0s and shit for nothing, huh?
Yeah, no, I can change them though.
Okay.
You can change the names on those, so that's fine.
Okay.
All right, so we got Mark G Shows live on TikTok. All right, this is a somber day. Let me get this intro up for the very last time, and then we'll explain to everybody what's going on. So this will be when the official podcast starts. I've been doing pretty good editing out, so like when we actually play the intro, I'm able to cut the audio out for Apple and stuff now, so it's just us talking, well, the intro, and then us talking afterwards. So
dope.
Yeah. I'm figuring out the audio editing shit, brother.
There you go.
All right, man. Let's get this bad boy started. Oh, wrong button. See, that's how you tell I'm playing on TikTok earlier. I got the sounds all screwed up on me over here. Here we go.
When's the last time you heard a podcast that truly did not give a damn about what people thought or said? It's been a while, right? Welcome to No Filter Radio. No Filter Radio. We have freedom of speech. Too bad nobody else uses it. If we think it, we say it. And we say it how we want, from cultural issues to political issues. As a matter of fact, we cover any issues. Open your ears as we open our huge mouths. This is No Filter Radio, and this is your host, Mark G.
What is going on, everybody, with the Mark G Show Nation? Dear God, that sounds funny to say. I'm going to take a while to get used to that. So listen up, everybody. This music, I'm just going to kill it now. All right. Everybody's a little confused right now, right? Everybody sees it popping up. The Mark G Show is now live. What is the Mark G Show? Well, that is going to be the very last time you ever hear the No Filter Radio intro. After a little more research, well, actually, let me introduce Gary first. Gary, what's happening?
What's happening, brother?
Oh man, how's your week been, brother?
It's been a good week. It's been a good week. Busy weekend. It's been good.
You're not in a body bag?
Definitely not in a body bag, not yet.
Fantastic. Neither am I.
Try to keep it that way, shall we?
All right. So just a heads up for everybody, after a little bit more research on No Filter Radio and a little more digging, when I first started up No Filter Radio, that was my vision, right? It was a no filter podcast. Anything and everything goes. That's not going to change. But after we've created so many episodes and realizing how we are starting to blow up a little bit on downloads and stuff like that, how we're blowing up over on TikTok, and as well as getting a little bit bigger on all the other social media platforms, I dug into it and started looking up No Filter Radio. Come to find out, there is another podcast out there, and they are actually an online radio station called No Filter Radio. It is a black business owner, female, and she does a whole online radio station. She's got a whole office and everything else like that. So what after I talked to my brother about it and told him the situation, we thought about for a little bit. It's like, wow, there could be issues that arise from this down the road. So to save ourselves from that issue happening down the road, saving any attorney letters coming to my door saying cease and desist, we have decided to rebrand. So how can I rebrand this and keep everything somewhat the same, right? Familiar to you guys. Well, to make it unique, I'm Mark G. So why not have it called the Mark G Show? And there goes Gary. He just dropped out. We'll have to see what happens there. Oh, there he is. He's back. Welcome back, brother.
I didn't drop out.
You did. Your video just dropped out for a moment.
I didn't see it in my end, so I'm here. I'm right here.
All right. So no nukes hit you then.
No,
Oh,
not
okay,
yet.
thank God.
Not yet. Time will
So,
tell.
so we rebranded. There'll be a new logo by next week when we start on the podcast. There'll be a new intro next week. Everything is already in the works. The wheels are moving. Social media has been changed to the Mark G Show, from everything from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, as well as TikTok. All that's now changed to the Mark G Show. All we're waiting on right now is a new logo and stuff like that. So next week, you guys will see everything changed over, and I can't wait. The website's already changed over. The clothing line that we have on No Filter, see, the markgshow.com, the apparel has changed. It's going to take me a while, everybody, so please bear with me. I don't know how many times I'm going to say nofilterradio.com, .net, but please check out the markgshow.com. See, dude, I'm just screwing up tonight.
Jesus, man.
I drank coffee too. I figured I would have been good. I guess maybe I need more caffeine.
Or better coffee, one of the other.
Yes, well, that's the thing. I ran out of my good coffee, and my second cup of coffee today was the wife's Folgers, and Folgers just does not cut it.
Yeah. Garbage. Garbage.
It is garbage coffee, dude. It tastes like fucking dirt water. It's not that good at all.
Right.
I just despise that coffee, but I needed coffee, so therefore I drank it, and it just did not work. So yeah, everybody on TikTok, listen up. I'm talking about the transition. I've told you guys where we plan on going, what the vision is with the Mark G Show. And everything's staying the same. Nothing is really changing on the topics we're talking about, but we do have a new podcast. So everybody knows the last two guests we had on our show. We had AR870 Dad from TikTok. They're a pretty cool couple, right? They did she did the lip syncing while he was talking, and they're having a blast with it. I mean, it was funny. They were shocking the hell out of people. And then we had the Walking Dead cosplayers who literally looked and sounded like the actual people from the show, right? And Mick Grimes and IB Negan from TikTok.
Those guys were cool.
They were awesome, dude. I loved having them on the show. And that's another thing. Like, my brother and I have these great conversations. Everything, like, we talk probably more than we should throughout the week. We talk a shit ton during the week on the phone, and he brought up to me, you know what? That's really not No Filter Radio, because No Filter Radio is your political culture issue, current news type of thing. We talk about issues here in the U.S. and with our lives. That's No Filter Radio. Genuine. So I created a new podcast called Genuine Gab. And you guys check it out. GenuineGab.com is the website. We don't have a episode up yet. That should be recorded tomorrow. So make sure you follow that on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. It's on all of them already. I'm working hard this week, you guys. Gary's been pushing me. He's been dropping me. I got sweat coming down me from this digital world. It's crazy. I'm dying over here. That's okay.
You're not doing quite enough. You need to do more.
You keep telling me I can do more. So between the rebrand, a secondary podcast to bring on unique guests like the cosplayers from The Walking Dead, the ARA70 Dad and Mom who lip sync on TikTok. I can't wait to get more into Genuine Gab. I think that's going to be a very cool podcast. But it's not going to take away from the Mark G Show, which we got quite a bit every week, because there's always news every week, especially since Trump somewhat unexpectedly, quietly hinted that he will be running this next presidency. He has made a small hint about it, which is awesome.
Did he really?
He did. He was, during the caucus, he was first runner-up, and Ron DeSantis was second runner-up. So, I mean, DeSantis wouldn't be bad neither. Have you looked into DeSantis at all?
Florida, right?
Yeah.
He's a Florida guy. Yeah. He's crazy. I like him.
Right. Sometimes it's crazy what makes it work, man.
Huh?
Crazy is what makes it work sometimes.
Well, he just, he left everything open, right? He didn't really close anything. So he let people make the decision. And
That's
I
it.
like that.
All right, you guys. So our first conversation up piece is we are going to be talking about Ukraine and Russia. And before I go into complete detail about Ukraine and Russia, we start discussing our topics on this. And before I do my little disclaimer to save ourselves from getting slapped by any social media profiles, I'm going to let the people over on TikTok know, if you want to continue watching the show on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, or Facebook, please click on my name up above. get a link to one of our other social media profiles and continue watching us over there. I am going to go ahead and kill the TikTok feed now, only because the simple fact is TikTok has been slapping people lately and I don't want to get spanked. So we're going to go ahead and end that feed now. Everybody take care over there, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side. There we go. All right. TikTok feed is now killed. And we're going to end it over here. So yeah, brother, you've been keeping an eye on the news.
As per the usual, yeah.
Well, let's pull up the feed real quick. So as we're talking about Ukraine and Russia, I'm going to pull up a live feed as we're discussing it. So this way here, if anything happens, we can see it as it unfolds. So if y'all give me 2 seconds here, I'm going to make sure the audio pulls up. So you guys should hear a little bit of what's going on their end. Press the play button. So you guys are going to hear a mild sound in the background for anybody that's listening to Apple and Spotify and so forth. We currently got the live feed of Kiev. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably butchering the name. And if I am, to anybody, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm a really bad speaker. But here we go. So we got the live feed up now. Looks like the live map is updating. But we got a multiple cams up here, right? We've got the railway station, Nova. Yeah, I'm not even going to try it. Listen, y'all, we got the cameras over here, okay? So you guys getting a live feed right now. So keep an eye on that live feed. If you see any flashes or bangs, or maybe if you hear any gunshots, let us know in the comments. A lot of stuff's in play on this, right? Number one, Russia did not plan on attacking Ukraine during the Trump presidency. Not at all. And I asked myself, why would he do it now? Why would he do it now? And the biggest thing that comes to my mind is because we have a president who is weak and has no balls. I'm telling you, they were cut off at birth and he's never had them. Because no country, we didn't have a single war. We weren't involved in a single war, really. We didn't go to war with any country throughout the whole presidency of Trump. Yes, we were still in Afghanistan and Iraq, but those were continuing wars, right? No new wars at all during the presidency of Trump. And I believe the other countries between China, Russia, are seeing there's a weakness in the U.S. And your weakness comes from your commander in chief, which at this point in time, or should we say we think it is Biden, but everybody knows that Biden's just a puppeteer. He is definitely a dementia-ridden geriatric fucking patient. And I feel bad for the guy. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad for him because they're egging him on when he should really be in an old folks home because he doesn't belong in the president chair. Not at all. My brother, so as you've been watching this and listening to it, obviously you've had a fear about China going into Taiwan. What do you, from what you've seen, what's happening right now in Ukraine, what's your thoughts of it?
I don't like it. I'm not happy to see war at all because it's always the citizens who suffer. There's a lot of corruption in Ukraine, right? With like Biden and his kid, isn't there like billions of dollars? Even though that's like chump change in the grand scheme of things, but there's some sort of corruption going on there, right?
I believe so. I'll tell you that. I know he has a bunch in Russia. I know there's a lot of stuff with Biden's son in Russia.
Specifically, wasn't it
Yeah.
Ukraine? I could be wrong. I don't know. I could be
Right.
wrong. Probably.
Maybe before we go any further, let me do this disclaimer. Because now we're making assumptions, and now we're gonna have the fact checkers listen to us. Everybody, real quickly before we
These
go
are
any further.
assumptions.
Right. These are assumptions. As you're listening to the Mark G Show, please note that everything you hear on this show is the thoughts, opinions, and assumptions of myself and my co-host and guest on the show. And it is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Once again, I cannot stress it. The show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. With that being said, let's get back to this. Yeah, so like right now, if you're looking, there is a curfew until tomorrow over in Kiev. They do have a curfew until tomorrow to kind of keep everybody off the streets.
There's a curfew.
Um,
That would make sense, right?
right. I would hope so. Anyways, try to keep civilians safe. But right now, almost every civilian is armed. The president of Ukraine has given every civilian who wanted one a weapon to help defend their country, which is awesome because I was just telling the wife today as I was watching it, knowing that seeing these people, like there was a 70-year-old woman who enlisted to help defend her country. She didn't want to leave. She enlisted. She was going through firearms training because she wanted to defend her country. That's fucking amazing, right? So when you're looking at that, I looked at my wife. I said, if this ever happened on American soil, how do you think the fur babies would handle this?
Hey, well, fuck, I don't know, man. I'd like to think that maybe most of them would, like, reality would hit them, and I think they'd wake up, like, shake it off. You know what I mean? Their little whatever it is,
Whatever's going on in their head, shake it off, and
whatever it is, shake it off, and get to it, like figure shit out.
you don't think we'd have to provide litter boxes out in the field for them?
I mean, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't. I'd like to believe that they'd figure it out,
Right? Will the woke people actually stand up and fight for our country at that point if we needed them? Or do you think they would run and try to cross the border and become refugees?
Too hard to say, man. It's too hard to say.
I mean, everybody's mentality changes, right? When you're at a situation, when your life depends on it, your family's lives depend on it, everything you've grown up and known is starting to change. Your life kind of changes. You kind of snap into that survive mode, right?
Yeah, usually there's like a point in time, like a tipping point, right, where enough things happen to where you have to, like, okay, this doesn't make sense. This is what I've been told forever, but it doesn't make sense. Like, people will start to think for themselves at some point.
Right. Oh, that's a suitcase. I thought she was dragging a body there for a minute. It's a suitcase. I'm watching the subway right now.
Yeah.
So everybody knows the railway station right now. This is where a majority of the Ukraine people are going, and they're going down into the ground to hide from any mortar shells that are coming in, any bombings that happen throughout the night. It was lately throughout the night, there are sirens that go, but I guess there really hasn't been any contact at night lately over there. They've been doing pretty good of avoiding the missiles or shooting them down prior to impact. But there was an interesting post that I saw. Regards, I took a screenshot of this post. It comes from Arvydas Anaskowis, I believe is how I pronounce his name. And he's got the total losses of the Russian occupation forces over the past 3 days. They've shot down 27 aircraft, 26 helicopters, 146 tanks, 706 armored fighting vehicles, BUK, 4 Grad anti-aircraft systems, 2 unmanned area vehicles, and 2 ships. About 4,300 occupying soldiers killed and wounded. So think about this. Think of the fighting force that Russia supposedly have. And this little country, Ukraine, is whooping Putin's ass. Like, they are serving Putin on a fucking platter. He's got to be pissed.
Didn't he break out his nukes? He's starting to arm.
He did put out a nuke warning. He did put all his nuke guys on standby, which is extremely fucking scary. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are, kind of scared when the U.S. and the UN are kind of standing back and saying we're not getting involved because, number one, if we get involved, that's a war with Russia, who is capable enough to start firing nukes off to us and our UN partners, which I think UN's a fucking joke and we need to break away from it. I think UN is useless. And the funny part is during the Biden speech, I'm not sure if you listened to it. Did you listen to his speech?
No.
He told Americans how be prepared for the gas prices to go up. As you know, because it's something like we're getting hold on. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. I should have saved all this. I did at one point, and I don't know what I did with it. But how many gallons of oil? Because right now, we get a majority of our oil from Russia, and that is the one thing they're not cutting them off of yet. They're not cutting them off from that money yet, which that heard is like 40% of Russia's income. So think about that. That 40% is gearing up his military. He's using that money, obviously, to fucking make his military larger and more powerful. So that's just fucking nuts, right?
Right.
So I'm just looking up how many barrels because I was listening to a station. So, yep, Russia is a major supplier of oil to the U.S. Looking up the statistics right now. This is an old
500
one.
million barrels a day or some shit.
The U.S. consumes far more oil, 17.2 million, than Russia, 3.2 million, or Saudi Arabia. So, yeah, it doesn't really say. That's a long article. But I know we get quite a bit. But we could be generating even more if Biden went ahead and opened up, started the pipeline construction again, allowed the pipeline to be built. And if we stopped all the restrictions on everybody right now here in the U.S. as far as producing oil. If he lifted the restrictions, let them back to work, number one, we produce jobs here in America, which means more people off unemployment. Number two, we can get back to where Trump had us, back to being energy. I'm trying to think of the right word here. Come on, Gary, help me out here. It's not energy sufficient.
Energy independent.
Dependent. Yes. Make U.S. energy independent again. Because we were. When Trump was in office, we were energy independent. When Biden came in and signed off on closing down the pipeline and stopping fracking and all this, we started depending on other countries again for our oil. Not only did he kill thousands of jobs, he made us so we were not energy independent again. And there's so many congressmen right now and congresswomen who are saying that Biden needs to retract all those and put them back into effect. But obviously he won't, right? Because Biden's controlled. He's controlled by the far left. And that is not for their agenda. And that's scary. Because we could be. You could be paying $1.50 less in gas if he would do this shit.
$1.50 or less.
$1.50 less, yeah. But he won't. So because of that, now this war with Russia and Ukraine, everybody's looking at future prices of like $5 to $6 a gallon. I think California's already at $5 a gallon, if not more.
I mean, it would be crazy if gas hit $10 a gallon.
Dude, you imagine, you know how many businesses would close because of that? That would be another business killer. Everybody thought that COVID killed businesses. That gas price right there would fucking murder businesses.
Yeah, everything would go up.
Yeah, and
So-
you imagine like paying fucking a gallon of milk, paying $15 for a gallon of milk. Or going to a store to buy, I don't know, we'll say normal package of hamburger in a grocery store is what, maybe $5 to $10, and increasing that now to like $30 to feed your family, like a family of mine, for one day, instead of me spending about $50 a day to make meals for my family. It would probably be like $100 to $150, $120 to feed my family for one day.
For a day.
That is fucking nuts.
So most people don't even make that in a day for working.
No, like you'd have to increase, right? You'd have to increase pay again
Yeah,
to
but it's
help your
not-
employees survive.
Yeah, not even close to enough would. It just wouldn't make sense.
No, we would probably start receiving government cheese again.
Yeah, like you'd have to make $250,000 a year, easy, just to be able to like live
Yeah.
a very basic life.
Millionaires wouldn't be millionaires anymore.
Well, it just wouldn't be worth what it is now, right?
No.
someone who's a millionaire right now would be worth maybe what would be equivalent to like 100 grand,
That's fucking nuts.
right? If that, like, yeah.
So this is like people are kind of shrugging it off, saying, "Oh, has no effect on the U.S." They're dead wrong. Everything that's happening right now is going to rain down on us slowly. All right, so I'm going to move my mic back a little bit, Gary. If you can move up a little bit closer. I just got a text saying that you're low and
Hey.
I'm super loud.
I'm super low. Not anymore. I'm not.
No, now you're loud, brother. So yeah, all right. So,
the mic.
so I just moved my mic a little bit further away from my mouth and I turned down my slotch a little bit. So hopefully that is better for our listeners. Thank you for letting us know out there to my super listener, the wife, for texting me.
Bam.
She's always monitoring us, which is awesome. She's like
Good.
she's our production manager. She's just working and vacuuming at the
Offsite.
same time.
Offsite production manager.
Yeah, offsite production manager. She's just listening to the show.
Hell yeah.
Everybody listening, tuning in right now, I want to thank you guys for tuning in over on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Feel free to comment onto the show and the messages. We'll see your comments. We'll be able to read them out loud. Kenny Bloom says, I'm staying and fighting. LOL. I'm thinking he's just answering to what we're talking about people. Oh, in the U.S. Okay. I'm just now seeing that message, Kenny Bloom. I do apologize. He's watching us over here on Facebook. Let me pull him up real quick just so you can see it. Boom. That's back when we were talking about war hit on the U.S. soil. So you had a funky dream. And it's kind of weird how everything's happening.
Right. I did have a weird dream. It was what?
No, I just want to talk about it because it is kind of weird, right? But it could be a reality.
Yeah, I've had dreams come true before, and unfortunately, the dreams that have come true have been rather painful.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like that's the shitty thing. Like usually the dreams that come true aren't good. But yeah, I dreamt that a nuke went off close enough to me for me to like hear the metallic style explosion and then feel the explosion, the heat, and then I woke up terrified, screaming.
Oh shit! Did you have sweats after you woke up at
For
that?
sure I did.
God
That was like I think one of only a couple of times that I've woken up screaming, like, and that
No
shit was
shit.
real. I felt the heat. I felt the fucking heat.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
That shit was really crazy.
Like dreams are so fucked up, aren't they? I'd love to have someone who like studies dreams and knows more about it because like dreams are fucked, right? Sleeping patterns are fucked. Now, I can't say I've had dreams like that. Now, here's the funny part about my sleep. I'm going to tell the best story last. But the worst one I've ever had is dreaming I'm falling. And when I hit the ground, snapping up awake like, oh shit.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm here. I'm alive. That's good.
The falling ones are gnarly.
They
It's
are
just
like
the nuke was very vivid. It was vivid. Like I saw it. The sound that it made was crazy. Like I wish I could describe like a big cylindrical steel tube exploding, right? Just like
Right.
exploding. However that would sound in your brain. Right? Loud flash, loud boom, bright flash, and then you see it like how you do it, you see it on video, that the sound wave traveling.
Yeah.
So boom, and then immediate like heat to the point where I woke up screaming.
Now, did you see the mushroom cloud at all?
I think I was too close for that.
Oh, so you were even closer. So like you were like
I
dead
just
on.
saw a flash, and then like the heat and the sound wave were like almost at the same time when they hit me.
That's
And
fucking
it was like it was long enough for me to think like there's no tricks for this one. Like there's no you don't just get out of the way of that one, you know?
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking insane.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, I'll definitely. I've never had a dream like that. But here's an interesting sleep story for you, since I'm probably going to text to say, hey, what about your episode? A while back, some reason during a mid sleep, I must have been fighting somebody or eating something really good. And I woke up to my wife screaming bloody murder and my mouth latched onto her shoulder blade right back here. Literally, dude, if I would have bit any harder, I probably would have took skin.
Jeez.
I guess I was hungry in the middle of the night, but like, and she woke up screaming like, "What?" And then there was another time I ended up slapping her in my sleep. I woke up and I remember feeling on my hand, and then just hearing her, what the fuck? I'm like, what? I'm like, oh shit. So sleep's funny, right? Because you have no control of your body when you're sleeping.
No.
None whatsoever. Like you can't control it. That's why like people who sleepwalk, they don't know it, and they'll sit there and they'll look like they're dead awake. They'll walk in, get themselves some freaking drink or food, and then go back to bed. Like these people, no one knows what the fuck they're doing. And I don't think there's really any way to control it neither.
Yep.
So it would be awesome. Obviously, it wouldn't be really no filter radio subject, but it'd be really awesome to get somebody that knows about sleep studies and stuff like that on a Genuine Gab show. But yeah, so this whole thing with Ukraine, Russia is fucking nuts. The whole thing with the U.S. Biden is BS because Biden is barely doing shit, but Americans are standing up over here in the U.S. Have you been keeping an eye on the People's Convoy?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
So
are the Canadians still getting beat up by their police too? What's going on
well,
there?
funny thing is with a Canadian, he's the dictator in Canada there has lifted his restrictions again.
Okay.
So they're allowed to go back in, but supposedly the police and the military are able to handle it better. They now know how to handle. So I'm curious what that means, right? So that's what's going on in Canada. But we have the People's Convoy currently rolling through. They started down in California. There's a couple of them. So there's one group starting from California, working their way up to DC. Another group starting from Midwest, working their way down to DC. Another group starting from Maine, working their way down to DC, right? We've got a large amount of truckers. Illinois has told the truckers they are not welcome in their state. They're not welcome because they do not want them to slow down their traffic, and they think it's going to be a nuisance. So obviously, Illinois is not up for freedom of speech. If they're willing to sit there and tell the trucker convoy, I mean, the thing's long. It's massive. I guess supposedly it's like 18 miles long, and it's growing. And Washington, D.C. has already got buses and police cruisers blocking off around the DC area to keep the truckers from hopping off the highway. Like, where were they during the BLM protest, stopping people from burning down buildings and beating up people and practically freaking caving in on the White House to go after the president? Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember when they were fucking threatening to go into the White House? Like they were trying to breach it? Where were they then? This is a peaceful trucker protest. Like, it's phenomenal. Like the amount of people. Hold on. I'm going to kill this YouTube feed here. And what I want to do is I want to pull up. I'm going to type in so everybody can see this over here. I'm going to type in the People's Convoy 2022. I'm going to see if there's any live feeds first. USA People's Convoy. Obviously, that can't be live now. It's 3 days ago. Let me see if there's any live feeds. If there is, I want to kind of show it. Maybe they're talking about, U.S. People's Convoy Truckers, Washington, D.C. Freedom Protest, Scan Man. Okay, they're definitely not live. It really sucks when you're trying to find these live ones here. There's a bunch of them.
They're kind of buried, right?
Yeah, they are buried, and it's because it's the algorithm, right? You got YouTube, Google, and all these that are trying to block this stuff from being seen, which is sad. Oh, hello. You're definitely not a trucker. But it's labeled the People's Convoy. Maybe he's one of the guys that's in the back office stuff. That was a very pin needle mic, though. Did you see that microphone? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to look for a live. I just want to kind of show you the overpasses as they're going through because this is phenomenal. Here we go. So this was 3 hours ago. Let me get this video pulled up. Look at that. Let me blow it up. Look at that, though. The amount of people standing in that overpass. And here's the convoy. So the Lee truck, I believe, has already gone by. So you got, not only do you got truckers, but you have personal vehicles as well rolling through here. This must be drone footage, obviously, because they're flying through, but that is beautiful. You cannot tell me that Americans are fucking not done with this COVID bullshit. Whoa. Ow. Fuck them. That just sucked. How's your eardrums, brother?
I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear no sounds?
Nope.
Are you serious?
100%.
That's some BS.
Sounded fine to me.
Well, whatever. Be that way. But seriously, you cannot tell me that Americans are not fed up with this shit. They're not fed up with the fucking mandates because they are. There's only a select few.
Trucks, so I saw one big rig.
All right. Hundreds of people show support for convoy truckers on I-40. Let me find a big one. There's a hell of a lot more than that. 686 people's convoy front and back. Welcome to Sensing Channel. Come along with me as I travel Nation's Highway. I'm looking right now to see if we can find one here. All right, People's Convoy update 225. What date was that? That was 2 days ago. That one's a 2 day. I want the most recent then. So let's go with today. All right, that guy, he does that. People's Convoy, that's 5. All right, here we go. They've arrived. The People's Convoy is here. Unity is strong. Trucking, owner-operated trucking for freedom. This was posted 4 hours ago. So let's see what this one does. Can you hear the audio from it?
Nope.
How about now?
You don't need to turn that all the way up. Just turn it to the middle and then find out what controls it.
Kind
A
of
lot of
correct.
people. I don't see a lot of trucks. Where's all the trucks?
It's trucks and cars. So there it goes. I believe that might be the lead truck right there. Yeah, he's walking up to it. So if you look, can you hear him now talking?
No.
No. Someone's just chanting, "Let's go, Brandon." I really wish you could hear it. I don't know why we're having audio issues on that side. It's like horns blowing, everything else.
Cops there probably aren't happy.
Still not hearing nothing, huh?
Nope.
All right, so what you got here, see with all these vehicles right here moving up, all these vehicles are part of the People's Convoy. So it's not just truckers. Like I said, it's all personal vehicles as well. Yeah, it's shitty videos, man. I'll say when we're done with doing this recording, I'm going to make sure to see if we can hear this audio on the recording side. Because if not, I'm going to have to fix that. But yeah, so it is huge. We're finding some shitty videos. So all I can say, brothers, when I go live, make sure you're, tuning into one of my lives and seeing it from there. Because I try to go live at least once a day or every other day. Yeah. So Kenny Bloom said he couldn't hear anything. So I'll have to figure out why the PC sound's not coming through. That is kind of weird to me. So I'll have to check that out. There must be an audio issue on my soundboard. My kids were over here playing with me earlier. I hope they didn't mess something up, the little poopers.
Oh, I'm sure they did. They did.
I mean, because you heard the intro.
Heard the intro.
Heard the intro, just couldn't hear the PC sound.
Mm-hmm.
All right, interesting. I'll have to work on that then. That just could be a small little audio glitch. Fantastic. Yeah. Oh, wait. I've got some coming in from our producer. Yes, I did remember to swap it from the iPad. Thank you. switchboard.
But
But yeah, man.
Back on again.
Right. So yeah, I mean, today we don't really have a guest on. There wasn't much to talk about because a lot of this week's been focused on the rebrand. But obviously there was a couple big things in the news. There's Russia and Ukraine's the biggest thing right now, and I can tell you my wife is right into it. I felt like I should have had her like do this podcast because dude, she's been zoned right into it, watching the live feeds left and right. If there was something popping off, she'd be like, "Hey, there's air raid sirens. I can hear shooting in the distance. There's something going." Like she's right into it right now. She's focused. She's like dead on focus, which it is good because,
attention,
right? Because you never know. It could be coming to American soil. Yes, we have plenty of troops, as you've talked to a few veterans and stuff like that who have served and said, "Listen, we've got more than people know about here in the U.S. soil that can make sure to handle this." But that's not to say that the U.S. can't be touched. They can definitely come to us.
Russia has more nukes than anyone else on the planet, I think, right?
I believe Russia does have the most nukes. I'm not sure on that, though.
Kind of a scary fact.
Right. Let me ask Siri. Let's see. I've never asked Siri this. This could get me flagged, and I could have the FBI knocking on my door tomorrow, but let's find out. Hey, Siri, what country has the most nukes?
Here's an answer from worldatlas.com. Russia has more nuclear weapons than any other country in the world.
So yeah, Russia. So that's just fucking plain out scary, right? And Putin's a crazy fuck,
Great.
right? And Putin's a crazy little fuck.
He's fucking gnarly, man. He's a psychopath.
He is a psychopath.
Right.
He would eat Biden for breakfast, lunch, and dinner all together. It'd be a fucking main course meal.
Nuclear war literally would be the end of the world.
Yeah,
As
it
we
would.
know.
And the sad part is, we'll see with Russia's location. I don't know how far his missiles fire. I do know Alaska would probably be one of the main targets because Alaska's right there next door.
Russian rocket technology is legit. Like they beat us to space. Like they've been better than America for a long time when it comes to rockets.
That's fucking
I think
nuts.
even Elon Musk said he has remodeled his rockets based off of like old Russian technology.
Really?
I think so.
Interesting.
So, yeah, fact check me on that one, please.
All right.
But I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
So Elon Musk, hold on. Elon, son of a bitch. All right, Elon Musk. What did you want me to look up again? Rocket model
technology, yeah.
Russian technology. Let's see what we got here. Elon Musk is just SpaceX. Okay, no. Elon Musk is SpaceX will rescue ISS if Russia tries to. I'm not even going to find it right now. He's just loaded up because Elon Musk is currently doing a lot right now, right? He's got Starlink over Ukraine to provide internet for them. So they have internet access.
Yeah.
And it's talking about he would actually go and save the USS people right now who's in space.
The ISS.
ISS, yeah. There's two Russian astronauts that are currently up there right now. I think I was telling you about that, didn't I?
What?
About the two Russians are up there? Yeah.
In the space station?
Yeah.
Man.
And they currently just got gypped on the funds because that's one of the places Biden nipped them in the ass on.
That doesn't make any sense.
Right. He'll nip them in the ass for that for funding, but he won't nip them in the ass for funding on gas. I wonder why.
Dude.
Because he can't go back. Like, this is what's so stupid. Why destroy the country you are a president of? He's completely destroying this. My mother will argue with me, say, "Oh, it's not Biden's fault." Like, I had this argument with her. It's not Biden's fault that the gas prices are going up. It's not Biden's fault that the inflation's going up. It's not Biden's fault. Then whose fucking fault is it? When everything,
it's gotta be
right?
Trump, right?
Like when everything went wrong before.
Yeah, but everyone was blaming Obama until like more than halfway through Trump's presidency, you know?
Right. And
just
now
like everybody blames the current or the past president.
But no one wants to blame Biden. No one from the left can suck it up to blame Biden. Oh,
there's a lot of people on the left that I talk to who are no longer as left as they were.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
You were fucking waiting to press that button.
I've
You're
been dying
hilarious.
to push that button.
Man, you're so funny. But yeah, it's just it is what it is, man.
Right. But no, man, it's insane. Like my mother's so hardcore left. I wish I could convince her to come to reality and realize that Biden could make our gas cheaper. Biden could make our food cheaper, but he can't because the far left are keeping him from doing that.
Dude, we grow chickens here, we raise chickens here, then we send them to China to get processed, and then they send them back. How the fuck does that make sense? It's cheaper. Someone's trying to convince me that it's cheaper to ship chickens to China to have them processed and shipped back. And that's cheaper than just like chicken processing plants here doing it.
How the fuck is that cheaper?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's what I'm
Like I've
saying.
heard that like USA items are more expensive for some reason. I don't know
Yeah, like
why.
made in the USA.
Yeah.
Cost of labor.
Yeah, that is true. Our
People
labor is a
wanna
lot
work
higher.
like $12 a month, dude.
That is true.
When you have 8-year-olds working for $12 every 8 months or working for free overseas. I'm not saying they're doing that in China, but they probably are.
Communist country.
It's authoritarian communism, but I don't know. Whatever they are, it's not. It's capitalist. They're definitely a capitalistic country too, which is it's a weird hodgepodge over there. But dude, yeah, I'm not gonna. Never mind. I can't really say that. I'll tell you after the podcast. Like, some crazy shit.
All right. But yeah, so it's just crazy time. Like I said to everybody here, I'm glad the show's gone for 46 minutes. There, it really definitely were not prepared, but that's one of the things you guys can look forward to in the new Mark G show. The Mark G show is Gary and I have discussed that, you know, there's going to be a little bit more research, a little bit more dialing in prior to our shows on Sunday nights. This is going to be our typical recording time. Every Sunday we'll record and then I'll upload the audio files on all the audios, Apple and Spotify, so forth by Monday morning. So it'll be ready for your Monday afternoon pleasure. If you choose to listen to us, I do ask from the help from everybody who's listening right now. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe to the show. If you're watching us on YouTube, please make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're following us on Facebook so you can get all the latest information. If we do a surprise live, you'll get a notification that we are going live.
Ring that bell.
Yes. Click on that bell, y'all. Make sure you're sharing out to your friends and family. Let them know about us, the Mark G Show. We're doing changes, and I think the change is going to be for the good. I really do. I think this transition is going to be for the good, the better, and it's going to allow more content. And like always, and I will say this, I invite anybody who wants to have a conversation in regards to current events, politics, and so forth. If you want to be on the show, email me on air at themarkgshow.com. That's on air at themarkgshow.com, or feel free to send us a message on any of the social media platforms. And I invite anybody from the opposite side of the political field as well. You don't just have to be a Republican, conservative. You can also be a liberal, a Democrat. If you want to have a great conversation and not a yelling.
Vegan. No vegans.
Yeah, no vegans. No, we can't have vegans on our show.
Kidding.
No,
Very
I like
select few vegans.
But yeah, so I'm not even going to hit the outro on this show, you guys, because number one, the outro had our old social media platform. So with that being said, let me give you my outro. If you want to be on a show, on air at themarkgshow.com, on air at themarkgshow.com. If you want to hit us up on social media platforms, listen, it's easy. Find me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and even TikTok by using The Mark G Show. That's it, The Mark G Show. That's what makes this rebrand even better, because everything's all in one. It's not like a 1 or a 2 or a 12 or an underscore. No, it's just The Mark G Show. So, yeah, man. Gary, you got any final thoughts before we end this? I feel weird not doing an outro.
No, it's good. It's good. I think a rebrand is a good way to just avoid any complications in a market, and I think it'll be good.
Yeah, especially since we found out that she's completely opposite on her political beliefs.
Outside of that issue, just she's had her channel for 10 years, so it's just it makes sense to pay respect for sticking to a project for 10 years.
Right. Doing the respectful thing and just transitioning over, which we've seen lost a lot of that lately in our country's respect.
Right. So just doing the right thing.
That's it. All right, you guys, there's no outro. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week with a whole new brand. I can't fucking wait. I'm actually kind of excited. Although Gary will get more of a preview before you guys. Maybe I'll do a surprise live when it's all set up just to show you guys the whole setup. We'll see. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till Sunday. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. We'll see y'all later.